Well, hello, my lords and ladies. Welcome to another episode of our Warhammer Cities of Sigmar painting series. We're trying to finish up. We're going to be painting the Battle Priest Part 2, the other Battle Priest inside of our little army. Pretty quick, easy tutorial, nothing too crazy from the other one, but just a little differences. First off, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your support. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome. If this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button. We also do have an announcement. We're going to be starting a new live stream starting next month for all of the D&D players out there. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's go. Alright, the first color we're going to be using is some Baal Red, and we're going to be using this on the shoulder areas underneath the beard of our Battle Priest. Yeah, just follow along. Nothing too crazy. And again, if you are looking for a full paint list, check the description below. I put a full paint list in there and links to everything I use if you want to get something that I use. Next, for our club and our staff holding up our incantation or whatever it is, we're going to use some Wyldwood on those two parts. For our leather boots, we're going to be using some Snakebite Leather. Now, we use a lot of speed paints on this, obviously, because it speeds up the process. So, pun intended. We are trying to make it look good while also saving some time. And this does it tremendously without using or losing too much quality. For little skulls hanging down, we're going to put some skeleton Horde on there. They have blindfolds and mouth guards and stuff, so if you get some on there, it's not a big deal. For the El Pantalones of our Battle Priest, we're going to be using some Basilicanum Grey. For the bandanas around our skeleton skulls, we're going to use some Blood Angels Red. For the candlesticks, we're going to use some Aggraros Dunes. For our tabard, or whatever, we're going to use some Jokaero Orange. For most of our metal pieces, we're going to use some Leadbelcher. This is going to be on the belt, the chest plate, and a little bit onto the things that are holding up the skeletons, or the skulls, I should say, and pieces onto the staff themselves. for the outline on our tabard, we're going to take some Aggraros Dunes. I always keep my speed paints and all the paints I'm using for the specific manager out. I don't put them away because I usually go back to them because I forget to paint something, so you just keep them out if you would like. For all of our skin areas, we're going to use the beloved Cadian Fleshtone, so the face and the hands and the arms. For the beard of our battle priest, we're going to use some Dryad Bark. Just be a little careful when you're doing this because it's easy to get it onto the skin. You'll just have to repaint over it once it dries. For the centerpiece on the front of our tabard, I don't know what it is. Ushabti Bone, you know what I mean. For the other remaining metal pieces, follow along with this portion of the video. We're going to use some Runelord Brass as we're coming down to the end of our base paints. We only have a couple left to do. For the inside of our staff metal piece, I don't even know what this is. Someone who knows Warhammer lore could probably tell me. Some Iron Warriors. And then finally, for the whites of the eyes, we're going to use some pure white. Jumping into our washing step, we're going to take some Fuegen Orange. We're going to use this on the tabard as well. Next, for all of our red areas, so the shoulders and underneath the beard, and you can also use this on the bandanas that are around the skulls, we're going to use some Carroburg Crimison. Next, we're going to use some Reikland Fleshshade. We're going to put this, obviously, on all of the flesh shade areas, or the flesh themselves. Next, we're going to take all of the metal pieces and slap some Nulin Oil on there. Pretty simple. And finally, we're going to use some Agrax Earthshade on the Runelord Brass areas. You can also use this on the wood areas if you want, but you don't really need to. Alright, coming up to the highlight step, we're going to use our first highlight color, which is Cadian Fleshtone. We're going to use this on the flesh, obviously, and we're going to use this on the tips and raised areas of our miniature. We are not going to use this in any recesses. We're going to just get that color going in the tops of our areas. So we're going to use this on the nose, the forehead, the tips of the ears, the cheekbones, the lips, the fingers, hands, and a little bit onto the forearms as well. Next, we're going to take a 50-50 mix of Kislev and Cadian, and we are going to put this in the same areas we were just working on, focusing on the bridge of the nose, the forehead, the cheekbones, the lips, and the hands as well. And finally, we're going to use some pure Kislev Flesh, and we're really just going to focus on the bridge of the nose, the forehead, the tips of the ears, cheekbones, and the lips, and a little bit on the hands, and that is it. Next, we're going to take some Gorthor Brown, and we're going to put that into the beard of our Battle Priest, and a little piece of hair that he's holding on to for dear life on top of the head. Next, we're going to do a reapplication of white, and we're going to put this onto the eyeballs of our Battle Priest. And then with a very steady hand and a very fine point brush, we're going to put some black dots in the middle of those eyes. Take your time on this, don't rush this. This could easily be messed up. Next, we're going to take some Evil Sunz Scarlet, and we are going to put that onto the red areas of our original Baal Red. You can also use this on the bandanas around the skulls if you would like. It is up to you, but it just adds a nice little brightness to it. Now, for a vast majority of all of our metal, we're going to use some Iron Hands steel to brighten it up. We want to use this on all of the normal areas, and we're going to use a special mixture for the metal inside of our staff that we were looking at. I don't know if it's a machine, I don't know what it is, but it's there. And for your staff, we're going to do a 50-50 mix of Iron Warriors and Iron Hands steel, and just put that into there. For all of our original Runelord Brass areas, we're going to use some Canoptek Alloy. I can't ever say that for the life of me. Just to brighten it up. It's got a little hint of brass in there with some silver. It's a very nice color. I really enjoy it. I use it a lot. And coming down to the wire here on our highlights, we're going to use some Ushabti Bone, just to highlight up our skulls just a little bit. You can do as much as you want, you can do as little as you want. You don't need to go crazy on this step. Next, we're going to take some of the original Jokaero Orange. I'm sure I said it differently the first time. And we're going to use this on our orange tabard as well. And moving on to the base of our miniature, we're going to use some Gorthor Brown and put that onto the base, followed by, once it's completely dry, some Agrax Earthshade all over it. And your favorite part of painting this miniature, because it means you're done, is the rim of the base, and we're doing this all in black. And that's it. You did it. That's all it took. Not too crazy. Some steps, a lot of steps, but it turns out pretty well, in my opinion, for not taking a whole lot of time on it, but good enough to get it on the table and impress your friends, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. Your dog, your cat, it don't matter. Like I said before, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you remember, I can't thank you enough. Again, we have a new live stream coming. We'll also be doing some live stream of painting in the future, so if you want to, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.